I'm amazed you've been able to keep a facility such as this hidden for so long.
Well, most of the jobs left this area years ago, so there's not much reason for people to venture down here any longer. Although we do get the occasional teenage devil worshippers, but they're pretty easy to scare off.
On the record, why the secrecy? Other facilities for the criminally insane exist. They don't hold people without trial. What about their rights?
Well, if Gitmo can get away with it, why shouldn't we? These monsters, they're domestic terrorists. As far as I'm concerned, they have no rights. I mean, do you really believe that out of the millions of people in this country, there are more than just a handful of sickos? I mean, Dahmer and Bundy and Gacy, they're just the ones that got all the press. Here, we house the ones that you whisper about around the campfire.
So killing them, would that be the answer?
Off the record? If I didn't have those SOBs up in the State House, nosing around my business, I'd put a bullet in each of their heads. Welcome to no man's land, Miss Quinn.
Hi, this is Brandon Ford.
And this is Tony the Tiger, the Thunder from Down Under.
And welcome to the Blind Rage podcast. It's this season of The Witch, and the Halloween tricks and treats are continuing with this week's commentary for the Funhouse Massacre. And Tony, you'd never heard of this one?
I'd not heard of it. When I saw the cover of it, I reckon I have seen the cover of it, but because of such the generic title, I wasn't too interested to watch it. But I actually didn't mind it when I watched it in the end.
Well, the title makes it sound very much like it would be one of those throwaway shot on iPhone movies that are just for content on the streaming sites.
Or even worse, like a Rob Zombie knockoff. That's what I sort of thought it might have been.
Well, more like the Asylum.
Yes.
But it's not. This is distributed by Shout Factory, who still refuses to answer my tweets. I don't know. They don't like me. But we're going to get into that, and we're going to get into recent views and all that good stuff. But before, we're just going to get the plugs quickly out of the way. I would like to encourage everyone listening to please check out my books in hardcover, Kindle, and paperback editions by going to Amazon.com, typing in Brandon Ford. You'll also find my author page, which you can subscribe to in order to receive email notifications whenever I have a new release. I also have several titles available in audiobook format, which you can find by going to audible.com or the Audible app, typing in Brandon Ford. If you don't already, please follow me on Instagram at writer Brandon Ford, on Letterboxd and Twitter at Brandon Ford. You can also follow Tony on Letterboxd at Tony_the_bear. Hopefully one day he will get his Instagram back. Can't you have it already? Can't you just reactivate it? What is the
no, I think I deleted it.
Oh, for God's sake. Well, all you gotta do is just sign up with Facebook. Don't you know that?
We'll see. We'll do something.
Yeah, you do something, because we need to promote the podcast. Okay,
we need to whore it out.
We do, and I don't think James is doing much whoring, at least not anymore. So, but if you have any questions, comments, concerns, critiques, suggestions, recommendations, feel free to email me directly at blindragepod81@gmail.com. Please don't forget to visit the official Blind Rage Podcast Facebook page to like and subscribe. Last and most importantly, please don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the Blind Rage Podcast on your preferred podcasting platform. I don't feel like I sound too good tonight.
Yeah, you sound perfect.
I feel like I sound nasal.
You sound like you've done coke.
Well, it's Tuesday.
But then so did Oprah. So, you'll be fine.
Well, I did the spritz of the Simply Saline, so we just have to wait till that takes effect. So, before we get into the Funhouse Massacre, let's talk recent views. What have you been watching as of late?
Well, I tried to get my hands on G.I. Jane 2 with Jada, but I've been mainly watching TV shows. There's a good one, a documentary about music called This Is Pop that I've been enjoying. That's on Netflix, and I've only seen a few episodes of it, but the first one was about boy bands like Boys to Men, and the second one was about auto-tune, which I found quite an interesting topic. And I got into a streaming service called Daily Motion, and I've been watching an old British show called One Foot in the Grave, which it's a bit if anyone knows, it's like some mothers do have a type of comedy. It's a bit weird, but it's my type of humor sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And how about you?
Well, I binged Pam and Tommy.
Oh, yes.
I thought that was quite good. I really liked it a lot.
You shoved it in.
I did. Well, I don't know what the girl who played her looked like, but she had the voice down. She sounded exactly like her. She looked
quite like her, and it was well done to the makeup because otherwise she doesn't look like her. So,
Did the guy look like Tommy Lee?
I didn't actually check out this picture, but in saying that, I do feel like I saw a glimpse of it, and it did look like Tommy Lee, but hers was much more impressive for me, her transformation.
Well, with him, really all you have to do is just cover him in tattoos, dye his hair black, and pierce his nipples, and put his hair all in his face, and that's
like he's got Tommy a bit. Incidentally, he's got sort of more of a generic look, like you could sort of say, oh, we need a tattooed rocker. Yeah, and then you'd think that's Tommy Lee.
Pretty much, yeah. But yeah, I did enjoy that. And I also...
From an Australian director, I reckon.
Oh, now I like it even more. We've been getting a lot of Australian directors up here and on the show. We're still going to get Greg McLean on for Wolf Creek probably after the new year.
We could do it for Australia Day.
Ooh, when's that?
January 26th.
Well, I mean, it's not like it would be any... Well, that would be the first Australian... No, it's not. We've done Storm Warning.
We've done The Loved Ones.
The Loved Ones, yeah. So that wouldn't be our first Australian movie.
No.
And we've done several Australian directors. So we've been paying a lot of homage to the land down under. But as far as movies, I did there's no audio description for it, but it was, so I just listened to it. But I did find a very detailed review on YouTube, so I was able for the most part to follow what was happening by sounds. But it was called Angst from 2003. It's also called Penetration Angst. And it's by a German filmmaker, a director whose name I don't recall. And I think this was his first English-speaking movie, and it was shot, I believe, in the UK or Britain. And it's a mostly there was like one German actor, I think. But anyway, it was very reminiscent of Teeth, which is interesting
Okay.
because this came out 4 years before Teeth. But the woman in the, and they do mention vagina dentata, which they do talk about quite a lot in Teeth. But in this movie, um, I don't think you see anything, or I don't think she has vaginal teeth. What what happens when a man tries to insert himself into her is it just sucks him up,
Okay.
and then all that's left of him is his clothes.
Okay. That was something similar happened. I think it was American Gods. Something similar happened. But
Well, but there was one scene that it was similar to Teeth because she also gets taken advantage of by her gynecologist. But she went to see her gynecologist because she wanted to know what was wrong, and he was like, "You're really tense. I'm gonna have to give you something," and he gave her a needle, a sedative, and I'm like, "Okay, I don't think they're supposed to do that." And
well, what are they supposed to do? Put on music?
well, they're not supposed to do anything. You're just supposed to breathe and try to relax. And if you can't relax, then that's it. They don't give you drugs. But yeah, he gave her something that knocked her out. And when she woke up, all she saw were his clothes on the floor.
Yeah.
So she knew he did something to her. And then there's a subplot with this guy who really he's like the underdog. He seemed really sweet, and he really wanted to date her, but she only I don't know if she only liked him on a friendly basis or she just didn't want anything to happen to him. But he gets his own story arcs, and then the people he interacts with get their own story arc. So it was tonally all over the place. As far as being a well-made film, I would say it was not very good. But as far as my enjoyment of it, I liked it. As wonky and as goofy as it was, it was interesting. It was definitely a bit zany at times. And, I like things like that. So, yes. And so that's all I have.
Nice. I read a book, but they mention German fetishes in there, and they suggest that Germans enjoy, and I'm only quoting the book. I'm not saying this myself. They like to be quite clean, but surround themselves in shitty things. So, sort of like, let's say you'd wear lab coats and whites, and then fist someone.
Well, yeah. Germany is known where you're
for
supposed to get the
things.
best scat porn.
Oh, okay.
If that's what you're into.
Yeah.
And if it is, that's fine. It's not my cup of tea, thank you.
You did like the song, though.
No, I didn't. No, it was terrible.
Bit of 90s techno for you.
Yeah. Remember that song with the little French baby? That I don't know what the phrase was that he said, but they just kept looping it around and put a dance beat around it. And they even put him in the video for it. He was like 2 or 3.
No.
I forget what it was called. You don't remember that?
No. I remember like that did Open Your Mind, and where that was repeated.
No.
And there was a good song, like it was one that I liked as a child, because it went rude, but it was they sampled lines from Speed Racer, and then like Trixie and Speed have a screw during the bridge.
Oh no! I hit the thing. No, I don't.
I'm too excited.
I don't remember what the baby was saying. But because
was it a French song or was it in English?
It was French,
Okay.
and the baby was French, and what he was saying was French, but I couldn't understand it, or I can't. I've tried to find it since then, and I think that I did, but I couldn't understand it because A, it was a baby, and B, he wasn't really saying it. They kind of edited it together to make it sound like he was saying it. But it's like one line, and he just says it over and over again, and there's a dance beat, and I can't remember what it was called. Yeah, the 90s were weird for dance music. Oh, but I was getting down with the soundtrack on Pam and Tommy.
Oh, okay.
Because there's like all like fun 90s dance music when they're in the clubs.
That was like that's what I enjoyed about Yellow Jackets, is that they had some 90s. Oh, and there's even a show from Ireland called Dairy Girls where they have a lot of 90s songs in it. It's great.
They had
Takes me back.
Be My Lover by LaBouche.
Oh, yes.
Nikki French's cover of Total Eclipse of the Heart. And she just did that one song and then she disappeared.
Yeah. She made her thousands.
I get. Wasn't she English?
I feel she was, yeah.
And you know what? I'd never heard the original version before I heard that one.
Yep. Yeah.
And that came out when I was in 8th grade. And I was talking about it to a friend of mine. And he was like, and I was like, oh, did you hear that new song? And I was like, humming it. And he was like, you think that's new?
God, kid's going to be so bitchy.
Yeah. So, unless you have something you'd like to add, perhaps we should get into the movie.
I think we should, yes.
All right. Jed usually takes care of the where to watch these, but I actually believe it's on Amazon. That's what I was gonna say. The stuff that we watch usually tends to be so. Or I'm sure you might be able to find it on the Shout Factory website because they have a channel, and I know that they have some of their movies there. They have a fuck ton of Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Okay, they've got a few of them on Tubi, I reckon. Oh,
they do. I was never into that. I never found it funny. A bit too dry for me.
Yes.
All right. Here we go. So, are we ready on your end?
I am.
Okay. So we're going to begin the Funhouse Massacre in 3, 2, 1, play. There's the Shout Factory wolf howling.
Have you seen the sequel to it?
I didn't know there was a sequel.
Oh, I thought there was.
Is
Maybe
there?
there isn't. I believe there is.
If there is, it's news to me.
I'll tell you later.
You tell me later.
Statesville Mental Hospital, jeez.
Well, she calls it an asylum for the criminally insane, and I don't think I'm sure they have those, but I don't think they use that term anymore.
Asylum?
They don't say for the
Criminally
criminally insane.
Little late for visitors.
A lot of them were shut down in the 80s.
I apologize. I had an
Oh,
appointment
what
with
for?
Gordon Kane.
Like mistreatment.
Traffic was
There was mistreatment and there was a lack of government funds. But
Yeah,
there's a documentary. I don't remember what it was called, and which is fine because I didn't want to check it out anyway. But it
Looking
was
very
shot.
Tommy Wiseau.
It was shot in I think the 60s or something, and it really showed what went on in those kinds of facilities and how
Yeah.
the inmates are abused both physically and sexually by the people who work there, and the kinds of environments they
Well,
leave them in.
when you're
It's
not
just
when you're
terrible.
not paying well, then you get charities come along, and sometimes those charities are not very good, especially the religious ones.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize. I mean, I found this out a few years ago that the cornflakes
Problem at all.
was developed by.
I don't buy it.
Kellogg.
No, we've got a brand of cereal called Sanitarium, and
Oh.
they were actually.
Record this?
I think they started out as a
Go right ahead. I want
sanitarium.
to buy the book.
All right.
Before we get started,
Well, that's interesting.
I warned you about this place.
And that cornflakes was given as a not medicinal, but it was used as to feed the.
I would think it would be
Clients.
used as a punishment. Who the fuck
Now,
eats
who is this one?
cornflakes?
I actually don't mind it. I get a craving for it every now and then. Did you ever have cornflake cupcakes?
No.
I'm amazed you've been able to keep a facility such as this hidden for so long.
Well,
And we have Robert Englund
so there's not much reason for people to
in all his
venture
glory.
down longer.
Yes.
We do get the
No,
occasional
I
TV
feel like
members, but
he doesn't ham this one up as much as he does others. There's still a
No.
bit of ham, but
Yes.
Why the sequels?
but it goes with the story. It's
Other
not.
facilities for the criminally insane exist. They don't hold people. without
Apparently he has a cameo.
What about their
Or no, he does cameo.
Oh, okay. That's sad. I'd rather he didn't. Like, this is coming from a follower of Real Housewives. There's
God.
one of them is on Cameo, and another one is on OnlyFans, and I actually respect the one on OnlyFans more.
Why, you think she actually works harder for her money?
No, I think it's less embarrassing
we house the one.
to send guys pictures of your feet than to come up on someone's
Well,
phone
you
and
don't-
say hi, happy birthday, like.
Off the record.
Well, for some of them, it is quite sad because they are doing this because they have nothing else going for them.
I know that during COVID, it was something a few people had to start doing because they just couldn't get booked. I know a lot of drag queens were doing Cameo.
Well, Howard Stern used to play clips of the really bad ones a lot, and some people will be doing cameos completely drunk out of their minds. Caitlyn Jenner charges $2,000 for a cameo,
Lord.
which is fucking pathetic. Robert charges
Hold on.
$500 supposedly,
Okay.
which, I mean, it's up there, but Robert Englund is a legend, so. And I'm
I
sure
feel
you'd have to pay that
people
much.
might pay close to that much doing the conventions
Doing the
when they go
conventions.
have their photograph of them.
Yeah. And depending on who you get, there are some who just, want to do it and get it over with and will have a really. Oh, they played some of Tara Reid's on Howard.
Their cameos.
And yeah, she sounds like she's been chain smoking 3 packs a day, and she also sounded totally bored. And apparently, the person who bought the cameo bought it for someone who was a big fan of Urban Legend, And
Oh, okay.
at the end of it, she was like, "I'm glad you like Urban Legend. Happy birthday."
I'm sure it's more like I'm glad you like Urban Legend.
Yeah, pretty much. I think the nicest one that I came. Well, I've never actually gone on the website and checked them out, but of the ones that I heard on Howard was Debbie Gibson.
Okay.
She actually she had somebody film it. She didn't hold the phone in front of her face. She walked around a room, said some nice things, sat at her piano, played a few verses of 3 different songs. And it was probably a good 3.5 minutes, I would say.
Yeah.
When most people are in and out in 30 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, she actually took the time to do that, and I thought that was nice.
Yeah, the dentist is quite a cute man.
Oh, now he's cute.
I wasn't paying attention to him before.
Who's this handsome fella?
Ah, that's Walter Harris, a.k.a. the taxidermist.
You know who else is in this?
The more exotic, the better.
Who?
Clint Howard.
Oh, yes. This is him.
We have the ice cream man himself. And he is the leader of a very Bad Dreams-esque cult.
No, that's Gia Burns.
Oh, whatever.
If I pronounce the first name properly.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's the taxidermist.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, the other one did the suicide cult where they were all...
But is his first name Gia?
I don't know.
It's spelled Jere.
The only people in this movie that I'm familiar with are Robert, Clint Howard, and Courtney Gaines. I don't know who anybody else is.
Yeah.
This, I think, would be the perfect vehicle for a bunch of horror icons to be the inmates.
Yep.
Have Bill Moseley be somebody, and there's no women. That's
well, the women ones are probably more expensive, like Kathy Bates or something. You know.
no, you're not
No.
Kathy Bates. I'm talking about
protagonists that start becoming
horror
more...
icons. That are assembled for movies like
Felissa?
Rob Zombie does and shit. Felissa, yeah. Tiffany Shepis, but there's no female ones, I said. But so maybe Ken Foray, because they get him for everything. Tony Todd, maybe. Could be one of the villains.
Kane Hodder.
Kane Hodder, yep. But I think this was a micro-budget movie, so...
Yeah. Well, it's all filmed at... Well, a lot of it's filmed at a certain... And I kind of trusted that you would know, but I couldn't.
Yeah, it's
They're
filmed
sort of
at
like
a
an
carnival.
amusement park. Yeah.
Amusement park carnival. Well, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like America's largest haunted house type of thing.
Do you like carnivals?
I do. We had one recently in September, the Adelaide show, which is where they have a lot of arcade games and show rides, and you can buy sample bags of things.
It's really hot in here.
Roller coasters?
I think there's 2 roller coasters, because a lot of the rides are trucked in. They're mainly like spinning rides, whereas the ones there's the ones that are left at the location. There's 2 roller coasters and a big Ferris wheel.
Like the Gravitron? You ever going in Gravitron?
I never went on that, but my favorite one. It used to be called the Rainbow, And now they got rid of that and it's called the Alibaba, which is it spins or it goes up and down and
I had this little fish for men in both.
kind of like a fast Ferris wheel, let's say.
Ever since I was a
Mm.
What were your favorite show rides to go on?
Well, the first thing that I would do whenever I would go to a carnival or go to the amusements on the boardwalk on summer vacation was I would look for all of the haunted house attractions.
Mm-hmm.
There's one that's been there for years called Castle Dracula, which has a walkthrough and a boat ride. I used to go on that every year. And they really built like a big castle.
Yeah.
So that's fun. And I could go on things fast, but I don't like things that flip over or drop.
Oh, okay.
So
See, I can't handle ones that spin because then I just it affects my ears.
Tilt-a-whirl I'm okay with. I could do that. The Gravitron was fun. Bumper cars.
Is that the one where you can
course.
go upside down? Where you can like walk up the walls?
Well, I didn't, but usually whenever I would go in the Gravitron, the DJ booth would be in the center, and he would be controlling the music and the ride. And generally, when the ride was going, he would get out of there and start walking around on the walls and shit. No, but what you do though, because it's kind of on a slant, and you press yourself up against this padding.
Yes.
So it's like a chair padding, but there's no chair. And I remember the first time I went on it, I was with this girl who was a neighbor, and she was a bit of a fibber. And she used to just like to tell tall tales just to amuse herself. And I remember when I was getting ready for the ride to start, she was standing next to me, and I had my fingers like curled around the padding. And she was like, "Don't do that." And I was like, "Why?" And she was like, "There's gears in there that can cut your fingers off."
God.
Which I think if it was true, they would have told us, or they wouldn't have made it. They wouldn't have built it as such.
Yeah.
But even still, ever since then, I was always petrified to put my fingers. And it's a big cavity, like between the padding. So I would just like try to put my hands at my thighs or something. Oh. So, yeah, that traumatized me. Oh, and the go-karts. Those are fun.
Yeah. Oh, do you mean the Dodgem cars or
What cars?
bumper cars?
No, well, the bumper cars, yes, but the go-karts too, like in
Okay.
Super Mario Kart. Yeah.
Ah.
You never
Do
went on
you
go.
control the car, or is it just a
Yes.
ride?
Yeah. They have in the boardwalk. They have an underground track where it's just we just go in a circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like a little car. It was so fun.
Okay. We have them, but not at the show. You can. There's one around the corner from where I live, so they're easy to get to. But I've never actually done it before.
Oh, you should. It's fun.
That's how she died.
Please dismount the dead body.
I got.
That line reminded me of clay pigeons,
You just contaminated the entire crime scene.
Please dismount the dead body.
which is like,
Actually
stop.
holding
Could
the
not don't
murder weapon.
poke the corpse with a stick. It's just sounds like
Oh,
no.
Janine, yes.
Yeah.
Prime
Yes.
suspect
Could you
was-
not poke the body with a stick, please?
May I?
Whereas going back to our conversation earlier, I didn't mind Vince as the villain in that, but in Psycho, not very much.
He was fine. He was passable.
Yeah.
But in Psycho, no, he was awful.
No. I feel like I could see his acting mind churning it out.
Well, he
It didn't
made
seem
some.
a natural, yeah.
Well, he made some weird choices. I'm gonna say this, and I remember, and I am 110%, and I hate to say 110% positive that this is true. But I did see the Psycho remake in theaters, and when I saw it in the theater, there was a moment when I think it was when no, it couldn't have been when no, because you don't see him when our big ass is in the house. But there's a scene when he's going up the stairs, and he does it very effeminately, and he shakes his ass back and forth, and it was totally like a woman. But in the DVD and the VHS, he doesn't do it like that. And I remember this specifically because I was sitting, and I know I'm not imagining it, because there were teenage kids sitting next to me who got a big laugh out of it, and they were all saying how gay he looked in that particular scene. And plus, he didn't know how to run. When he knows that Julianne Moore's in the house and you see him running up the steps, he doesn't know how to run.
Yeah.
And this fucking horny bitch, she can't get enough.
No.
And Julianne Moore has the backpack I want in that.
The My Girl pack.
Yes.
Was she playing it as a lesbian?
No.
Oh, I thought that she was. That I remember reading the article, like when the movie came out, how they were talking about homosexuality in the original and in the remake.
Well, maybe this homosexuality was Norman, because maybe Vince Vaughn was purposely playing him gay. But then there's a scene where he jerks off looking at Marion, so I don't know. And that was not in the original or the book.
No. See, I thought maybe he was playing Anthony Perkins.
Well, if he did, he would have done a better job.
Was Alfred Hitchcock bi?
I don't know anything about
That doesn't
him,
interest you.
and I don't want. No, I really don't want to know of Alfred Hitchcock's sexual proclivities.
There was that movie that was made with Anthony Perkins, not Anthony Perkins. Anthony Hopkins.
Well, they were Strangers on a Train, which had a gay.
No. It's a movie about the movie. So I think Anthony Hopkins plays
the movie Hitchcock.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I never saw that, but I thought that Anthony Hopkins was a little too thin to be playing Alfred Hitchcock.
Maybe they bulked him up.
I'm asking you, what is the
Oh
doctor's
God,
name?
this is such a lame joke.
Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Now you're just being a smartass.
Oh, you know what? I'll tell you what, Charlie. I'm gonna take this back to the kitchen, all right? And we're gonna make you like a brand spanking new one, okay? No more dirty food.
No more dirty food.
Jackass.
I'm machete, motherfucker.
He kind of reminded me. He kind of reminded me of
What are you, Saturday Night Live fever?
fucking what was his name? Oh God. He's a really famous actor too. But in the movie Waitress, did you ever see that with Kerry Russell?
With Kerry Russell, no.
Oh, you should see it. You would like it. It's really good.
Is it a musical?
No, they made it into a musical, but
Oh, okay.
it's the movie is not.
Yeah.
You would like it. It's really
Yeah,
cute.
yeah. I remember it had good reviews, so I'm sure I shall.
And it was really sad. Did you hear about the girl who wrote it was killed?
No.
Adrienne Shelley.
In what? How?
She was having some kind of
Was it domestic violence? Was it like
no.
that? No. Okay.
She was having some kind of something fixed in her apartment. I think the maintenance guy was fixing something, and she caught him stealing. So he strangled her to death.
Oh.
And this was right before the movie came out. So she never saw the success of the movie.
Yeah.
And she had a 4-year-old daughter at the time. And Kerry Russell's character has a baby. And toward the end of the movie, right before the credits, it's like supposed to be some years have passed, and she's supposed to be walking down the street with the daughter who is a few years older now, and it's Adrienne Shelley's daughter in the movie.
Yeah.
I'm down to hang out if you want to. We could do that. We could hang out.
I can't believe you've never seen Waitress.
No, we don't have to.
No.
I didn't say no.
And
Jeremy
I
Sisto's
always
in it,
remember
too.
the front cover. Oh, really?
Like, in case you
Jesus.
want to, I didn't want to assume. Just, what? Forget it. What?
I lost my boner.
I'm gonna kill you. At this rate, you won't get a hand ski till you're 87.
And we shouldn't be talking about movies like Waitress on the Blind Rage podcast.
Well, the story around it is a bit of a horror. And they're in a restaurant.
Andy Griffith. That's who I was thinking of. Andy Griffith is in Waitress, and he owns the diner that Kerry Russell's character works in.
Yeah.
And he likes things a specific way.
Yeah, yeah.
And all the girls can't stand them, and Carrie's character is the only one who really knows how to handle them. So
Oh, is he sort of like a Jack Nicholson, as good as it gets type of character?
Well, I've never seen As Good as It Gets, but Andy Griffith was like 90 when he was in that movie. So he was just an older man who wanted his food the way he wanted his food. He wanted this, but he didn't want this. He wanted it prepared this way, but not this way.
Yes.
And
he
he made
eggs
sure
on the
that
side.
he
no
made sure that
vinaigrette.
he made sure that you knew,
Yes.
and the girls couldn't stand him.
I have to keep the inside clean for
Well, I had a dinner party. Not a dinner party. I went out to a restaurant with a group of friends, and one of them I don't like. And she's very much like that, where she's very specific about what she wants, but it's almost to a point where she wants the restaurant to mess up so she can be angry about it. That type of
No. I couldn't go out to dinner with somebody like that.
No. Well, she was like at the other end of the table, so I was quite fine to not be near them.
I would be afraid that somebody would mess up my dinner because of her.
Yeah.
Everything set up like we planned?
I don't want to annoy the waiting staff.
No. I'm always as nice as I can possibly be to anyone who handles my food. Even if it's, a McDonald's cashier who doesn't even go near the food. I'm always, I'm a nice person anyway, but I always make sure that I smile. I'm pleasant.
Well, I always remember, this is years ago, I went out with my friend who, my number one plan B, as we know her. And we went out and had something to eat, and then I felt like some ice cream, so I went up and ordered, and I was chatting with the guy behind the counter, and we was just having a nice conversation. And I got at a cheap price, and then she went up wanting some, and he charged her the correct amount, and she got all angry.
Oh. So you were flirting with him and you got a discount on your ice cream?
Yeah, but I think he was straight, so it wouldn't be a flirt. It was just a...
That
we were
sounds
having
like,
a pleasant conversation.
Well, straight
About
guys
his
don't
cock.
give
Just
you
kidding.
discounts. If, you know, it's just a friendly conversation.
Well, it was a country town, so...
Hey, that's some expensive shit.
You know, there are way too many characters in this movie.
Yeah, I got a bit lost at one stage.
I mean, there's all these kids, and then you got the DJs, and then you got the people at the carnival, and then you got the main killers. You got that crazy bitch who let them out. Did I say the police? You got police. It's too much.
Yep. But in saying that, you don't need to really follow the story. You know what it is, and then everyone
Yeah,
just
I mean the
feels
story
the
is quite thin. I
was actually thinking. I wonder if it was sort of if the movie was created out of reaction to The Expendables, which I know was an action, but I guess to sort of have that similar grouping of everyone together and then just play out a movie, whatever the movie may be.
No. This is wrong. Oh, look at these portions. I didn't run a goddamn cheesecake factory.
These aren't even taxidermist.
Is there even a final girl? I don't think there is.
Well, so there is, but you don't know if she dies because you hear her scream as they're
then
being
she probably
ambulanced
died.
away.
Or maybe she went crazy.
No, well, you know that there's a villain on the ambulance.
Oh. No, because so a lot of it was action.
And here's the guy yelling is Dennis Gaines, by the way. Courtney Gaines.
Courtney.
Sorry. Yes. The one who runs the
That's a hot mic. My apologies.
Oh yeah.
Guys, should all get back to...
I remember when he was on one of those like I Love the 80s things for VH1.
Oh God.
And he said pretty regularly if he's walking down the street in Hollywood, people across the street will scream, "Outlander!" And he'll just smile and wave and carry on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving you a second chance to go down in history as the most deranged.
Well, from what I remember, he doesn't look the same as he did in Children of the... Maybe he did in the 90s, but...
Yeah, that might have been the case.
I think I'm gonna put you in the Heisman pose.
Oh, every time I think of the name Clint, I think of how when you write it in block letters, it looks rude.
It looks like cunt.
Yes. So you can't have the L and I far too close together.
That's probably how I would scream in a horror movie.
if you got your face de-sleeved.
Yeah, we don't want that. Or maybe we do. I don't know.
Who the hell are you?
Well, you don't know me, but I'm pretty sure you know her.
Oh, God.
Hey, listen, man. If you're her ex or something, it didn't mean anything. We were just fuck buddies, okay?
Not a very nice way to talk about my daughter.
I hate the
I feel
term.
like
fuck
Yeah.
buddies.
Hey,
That's a term you'd use maybe with buddies, as in with friends.
Well,
No.
honestly, I don't like any term or phrase that was made popular by or entered the zeitgeist via Sex and the City.
Okay. I feel that term, well, because Blanche had one. Blanche Devereaux.
She didn't call him a fuck buddy.
Of course she did.
I had never heard anyone use the term. Well, I mean, before that, it was friend with benefits because of Alanis.
Or no strings attached. I remember it was set in Vanilla Sky, but I'm sure that was after Sex and the City.
Well, I think if you were just having no strings attached sex with someone before terms like friend with benefits or fuck buddy, you would just say you were doing a casual. You're in a casual relationship.
Yes. You're in a dalliance.
Oh no! Before friend with benefits, it was booty call.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
I think casual was the 80s, especially with that movie, Casual Sex.
Did you ever watch Booty Call?
I think I did. My number one plan B made me watch it.
I think I
was that the one with Tommy Davidson and Tommy Davidson,
a Wayne brother?
No, the one who played Ray Charles.
Oh, yeah, it might have been Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx.
Yeah,
if that's the
never
one
really watched.
Yeah,
I think I saw maybe 20 minutes of it, and they were maybe looking for a dental dam or something.
Oh, I saw it once, and that was more than enough. It's not good. I can't believe people would actually buy. Are they still make dental dams? It's like, why would you pay for a little sheet of rubber? You just like fucking get some saran wrap.
Yeah, no, they were looking at saran wrap. Yeah, which I don't know if I'd rather just not go down on someone if I'd use saran wrap.
No,
we call it Glad wrap, so that's why I keep.
Well, we have that too.
My word.
But
yeah.
There.
I feel like I'd suffocate. Just
yeah, there.
Bad boy bubbying my own self.
There was well, you wouldn't be in that position anyway, so you don't have to worry about it.
No, with an asshole though.
Oh God, you had to go there, didn't you?
Wow. Milk lemonade.
All right, settle. No, but there used to be this guy that I used to chat. Well, he was my age. I was like 22. So this was 23-ish. I met him on MySpace, and we used to chat on AOL and Messenger. And he used to have flings, but this was during the days when you actually had to put work into it and like go into chat rooms and say anybody. I remember going into a gay chat room just to talk to people.
Yeah.
And it would be like, anybody in Northeast want a BJ? And it's like, oh, that's cute.
It was cute. I recently won some gay magazines from the 90s, and seeing the personal ads was quite a cute throwback.
Well, no, I didn't finish my story. But
no,
this
carry
was,
on.
So yeah, he used to do a lot of hookups. This guy, his name was Bradley, I remember. And I don't know how we
Not
got
Brad.
on. I don't know how we got onto the subject, but he said that he mostly just did oral, and then he said something to the effect of I always have to make sure that I have condoms. And I said, you use condoms for oral? And he got really defensive. Like he was.
Well, you can.
You can, but why would you want to? I mean, if something looks like it shouldn't be there, then just don't put it in your mouth. But he made sure that he used. Well, he was fucking around with a lot of people, so I guess it was a good idea that he was using condoms for oral. But yeah, he got mad. And I didn't even like say anything judgy. I just said you use condoms for oral. That's all I said.
But what did he get mad about?
That I asked, or that I thought it was curious.
Unusual, yeah. No, I thought you might have said he got mad at you for not using condoms for oral or something.
No, I didn't even say if I did or if I didn't.
Yeah. I had someone do it for me, and I was like, oh, that's fine. Yeah, as in, there are some people that are just very cautious about it.
We may need crowd control. I haven't seen a line like this since a Justin Bieber concert. Are you a Bieber fan? I'm not a believer, Bob. Okay.
These two fucking idiots. They remind me of these two guys that have a
Pitch
show on
Perfect.
satellite radio called Cavino and Rich. Kind of.
Where's Bobby? He's probably outside waiting for us. The haunted hayride is the same thing. First,
I will say, I didn't find this movie scary at all.
Don't forget, folks, you bring 6 2-liter bottles of Shasta. What do they get, Bob?
But it was fun. I didn't like.
That's right, folks.
It was a good combination.
It's
of horror and comedy.
I think it was meant to be a horror comedy. I mean, it does kind of fool you in the beginning because it does kind of look like it's going to be a straightforward horror movie.
Yeah.
But then when you're introduced to the teenagers at the diner, it kind of takes a shift.
This place is too scary for me.
This place is too scary for me. He was saying that first of all, 6 cans of Shasta and you get $5 off a ticket. That's really not a good deal because you got to lug around 6 empty cans. That's that.
Why not chuck it out when you finished?
But I've never seen Shasta anywhere ever. It must be a regional thing.
What is it? A beer
Soda.
or something? Oh, okay.
I think it's like Sprite or something like that.
Okay.
Or it might be some kind of cream soda.
I remember when I visited America, there are a few things that I ordered that had the name specifically said, but I was surprised when I got it, like chicken and waffles. And then it came to me and it's chicken and waffles. And the other thing that I ordered was chocolate cola, and it was Coca-Cola with chocolate syrup poured into it.
Oh.
And so I was like, I guess I don't know what I was expecting.
I'd never heard of that. I would have thought they would have put like chocolate ice cream in it.
Yeah, that's sort of what I was thinking. But no, I saw them squirt the syrup in, and then
Ew.
it was interesting. Like I ordered it. So.
What? It doesn't even make any sense.
But yeah, I was kind of thinking like a chocolate spider, a chocolate float.
Yeah, like an ice cream float or a root beer float.
The law is who talks like that. Okay, I am the law.
Actually, I got that on the night that Donald won the election. So I always remember it because I was sitting alone at a restaurant and I could hear these college students sort of in a debate.
That was a dark night indeed.
Yes.
I had stopped watching TV at that point. So I was just listening to NPR all night while they were going over everything, and by like 3 a.m. it was like, oh yeah, we're in trouble.
Yep.
This is not good.
Well, it just did go the way a lot of people were expecting, so.
Yeah, and a lot of bad things happened because of...
We'll just focus on this horror movie that we're watching.
We
now.
will. We will. We will do that. I remember when Veda went all crazy on Jamie Lee Curtis with the bumper cars.
Yes, that's right.
Because I worked at a pet store and I actually bagged the fucking fish. When she gets the goldfish, every time I watch it now, I always think you can't keep them in the bag that long.
Yeah.
Or
well, I'm sure they didn't in the movie.
Well, no. Well, and there's the episode of Seinfeld. Well,
yeah, when they're in the car park.
Well, they're and Elaine has one, and they didn't because you have to when you bag it, you have to do it a very specific way, and it can be hard. But it's like you have to get the bag with the water and the fish in it, put it in a wide mouth cup so it's standing up, and then the plastic is all sticking out. And then you have to grab it really quickly to catch the oxygen in there. And then you tie the rubber band. But you have to have oxygen or the fish will die.
Yeah. You need technical air holes.
There were people, I remember, when I got hired that were able to do it so, like, swiftly. And I was like, oh, you must have been here a while. That's pathetic.
Like Sensei.
Yeah. It was like Mr. Miyagi catching flies with the chopsticks.
Yes.
Yeah, that looks so real. Her neck literally split open. That other one's fucking hot.
That was always one of my favorite parts. I don't remember what he wanted, what Daniel wanted. And he just goes, after. After what? After.
In here, in when? Oh, God. I was ready to go again.
By the way, did you see the remake of Karate Kid?
No. No, I didn't.
I can't believe how much fucking money that movie made.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad. I mean, actually, in saying this, I don't think I've seen the original.
Oh, God.
I was raised by sisters, and it really went with what they wanted.
Well, I saw it because of mine, and she had a crush on Ralph Macchio. So I would have thought.
Did you watch The Outsiders?
The Outsiders?
Was it The Outsiders?
I think he was.
Yeah, I reckon we watched that in high school, actually.
Well, you probably were doing the book, studying the book too. I don't think I did see The Outsiders. Now you made me forget what I was going to say. Oh,
Karate Kid.
Think a Karate Kid.
And your fish in the bag.
No fish. I think the United States and Canada is the. I could be wrong, but I think it's the only area where it's called the Karate Kid. Because
what do
it's
we
not
call it?
karate.
No, I can't go to your place.
No, we call it the Karate Kid.
You know your cat hates me.
The remake?
I'm also a little allergic to cats.
Yeah, I reckon so.
The one with Jaden Smith.
Yeah. What else is it called?
They call it like kung fu. Well, it's kung fu is what they're doing in the movie. They don't do karate, and they fucking tricked Jackie Chan, which was bullshit. Yeah, they tricked him into being he's like, oh, you're going to be a kung fu teacher in this movie. I think it was called Kung Fu Dreams or something, the original title, and that's where it's called. And I know that's where it's called in the Asian markets, because you can't sell it as a Karate Kid when it's not kung fu. Because not karate, because they're going to be like, shenanigans.
Yeah.
I want my money back, please. Thank you.
Taekwondo, no, she better don't.
This is going to be.
I knew Hashi was going to die.
This is going to be another one of our Allison's birthday episodes.
It was oh, are you going to do a wee? Oh, we'll talk about everything else. No,
that was first of all that was you, and second of all, I meant.
Well, we talk about everything but the movie. See, her death scene reminded me far too much of Very Bad Things.
What happened?
She gets impaled on a hook.
Stick him in the crapper and get your ass upstairs. That's like the only line that I remember from that movie, because I thought it was funny for some reason. Well, I thought it was funny the first time I heard it, and then I was like, oh, that's not funny. Oh, and this is my day, when she bashes her with the hook. Okay. That came completely out of nowhere when Cameron Diaz went all homicidal.
I used to like her black comedies, but that was probably her least of hers that I liked.
You told me you like that movie.
I don't mind it, but I don't like it. I don't love it, but I don't mind it.
That movie is so bad.
She was one I didn't mind. Head Above Water. And even there was another one she did called The Last Supper that I didn't mind.
The Last what?
Supper?
Oh, I like The Last Supper. That was a good one. Yeah, that had a good cast, too.
Yeah. Courtney B. Vance.
Yeah, Annabeth Gish.
The guy from Beauty and the Beast.
I don't remember his name, but the lead guy was really cute, the Jewish guy.
Oh, and it had, didn't it have Mickey from Drop Dead Fred? Or maybe not.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, yes.
He brought home, what's his name, who passed away?
I think I've had enough meat for one night.
What was his name? From Twister.
Oh, Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he was an outspoken racist and anti-Semite.
Yes.
So, of course, I had to bring him to the table.
And I always remember the priest.
Oh, that was Charles Durning.
Yes.
Yeah, they had a lot of names in that movie.
Yeah, yeah.
And Nora Dunn was the policewoman.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I felt bad. The only one I felt bad for was the girl, the high school girl who was trying to preach abstinence.
Yeah. I don't remember that one, but in saying that, I think.
Well, they don't kill her. They don't kill her. Cameron Diaz takes her home. They were going to, because toward the end, Courtney B. Vance's character gets a little fanatical, and he just wants to kill everybody.
Yeah. Well, after he kills the sheriff.
Yeah, he hits her with a shovel. I'm surprised at how well I remember that movie.
That's sort of what's happening with me. Is I remember the scenes as we're talking about it.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
It's a T1000 and semen.
It's the weirdest conversation I've ever
Always.
Period.
That was fast. That's what your mom said last
Mickey Buns.
Not a good thing if she said that.
It's a good thing when she
I haven't seen him in a while.
No.
Double down the mama joke.
Yeah, never stop.
I won't stop.
For a second bang, he did pretty well.
I'm hitting it right.
And he licked her right. Oh no, maybe not.
Come on, guys.
I was kind of actually. I was disappointed by this scene because I wanted the villain to die.
You did you?
Well, anyway. I like it when, like, you know, my favorite scene in I like a good chick fight. When Sharon Stone gets killed in Total Recall. That was great.
Zone for the freak show.
I don't think I've ever seen Total Recall from beginning to end, nor do I really care to. I don't like science fiction, and I don't like anything futuristic.
Okay.
Which, you know, science fiction and futuristic kind of goes hand in hand.
Well, there was a horror movie I wanted to write that's set in the future. Not anything dramatic, but it was sort of inspired by Hills Have Eyes.
Well,
this one's trying to be like a Harley Quinn. God.
I was listening to a podcast. Who is hosted by somebody I have a particular fondness for.
Mm-hmm.
And they were doing The Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes.
Which I remember I saw once when I was very, very young. I don't remember it at all. But they were talking about how, well, it's set in 2017. And yes. They were saying how, for the most part, accurate the portrayal of the future was.
Yeah. By way of reality TV.
Reality TV, some of the technology. And I think there was like some kind of COVID pandemic.
Yeah. Was that you?
Yeah, I was yawning.
No, I don't remember what this hotel had to do with anything.
I don't know. Do you like the movie The Funhouse?
What is The Funhouse?
The Toby Hooper movie.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, for God's sake.
That's not the one that recently came out, is it? No, I'm thinking the amusement park. No, I haven't seen it. We don't have great access. Did you watch the amusement park?
I never even heard of it.
I reckon that's the name of it. It's one that's sort of been unburied. He made a movie for the Lutheran Association.
Who did?
Toby Hooper.
And it's called The Amusement Park? And it was a lost movie?
Oh my God. I might be confusing. No. I'm confusing it with Romero. Sorry.
Oh, that sounds vaguely familiar.
I've had a long day at work.
I don't understand why he would make it for the Lutheran. Romero is Italian, and he would be Catholic.
Yeah, well, it was. He just took their money and made a movie.
Oh, I thought it was like a personal.
No. But I think it was buried because it wasn't at all the type of movie that the producers wanted.
Oh.
The financiers.
Financier. Financier. That's how you would say it in French.
Where are you? Christina? No. No.
Yes, skank. No, nothing wrong with that.
And I think it's 2024. You can go to, anybody can go to the Library of Congress and see that Jerry Lewis movie that was never released, or he never wanted released.
Okay. What was that one about?
I think it's called The Day the Clown Died.
Yeah.
And it's about a clown who
died?
No. He sent to amuse dying and tortured children in concentration camps.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a riot.
Well, it doesn't actually sound like something that would happen.
No, it would not happen.
Like, if you're going to be killing children, I don't think you care about entertaining them on their last day.
And I think that was his project.
Yeah.
I always thought a fear of clowns was just subverting what used to be a happy child.
But he went out of his way to bury it for years and years and years.
Yeah.
It's never, I don't think it's ever going to be released publicly, but I think in 2024 is the 50th. It's like after 50 years.
Yeah,
then
the public can access it.
Then
yeah.
the public can access it, yeah.
Oh, it becomes public domain after a certain amount of time.
No, it wouldn't be public domain because then people would be able to release it.
Oh, okay, yep.
Hi, hey, just
Why aren't you answering your phone?
I think it's a public record.
Yeah.
Station line off the hook.
yeah. Sorry about that. It was just a bunch of prank callers from the Funhouse.
I remember something. My earphones are making a weird noise. I hope that's not too bad. No, there's this documentary that came out in like '99 about, it was called Raw Deal: A Question of Consent, and it was about this girl, it was two girls, but one went home, so it doesn't matter. So they were hired as strippers at a frat house, and the next morning one of them said that she was sexually assaulted, and there were one or two of the frat guys who were videotaping the party and all of the antics that went on in the room with her, and it was like 2 or 3 other guys, and she was completely naked, and they didn't show the whole thing, but they showed clips of it, and personally, well, she seemed like an opportunist to me. She saw, it was a private school in Florida. She was like, and this is a fraternity house, a very big fraternity house. These kids have families with money. So there was that, and they were elitists, and I really did not like them at all. But anyway, yeah, the frat guys, they were really looking down their nose at her. They for sure thought they were better than her, and they were very not only verbal about it in the actual home video, but in the documentary itself.
Yeah.
But anyway, it became a big school scandal because there was I think there was a trial. No, I don't know if it went to trial, but they had to turn the tapes over to the police, so they became public record, and all these kids who went to the school and all you had to do was go to wherever and just request it, and they would just give it to you. You didn't even have to pay for it.
Yeah.
So, in frat
How
houses,
were the people involved?
Huh?
Well, frat house is college, isn't it?
Yeah, it was college.
Yeah.
So they were having viewing parties in frat houses and sororities and at parties all over campus.
Go on without me, it's okay.
I wonder whatever happened. Because this happened, the documentary came out in, I think, 99 or 2000, so this would have been like 98. Yeah. So I wonder whatever happened to the main guy, if he ever... I think I looked him up on MySpace, or Facebook, to see what he was doing once. And I don't know if I was able to find him.
Yeah, did they get Facebook in prison? I guess it's,
no, they didn't do anything wrong. They didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So
no, she made it up.
Of the
the way she didn't. Well, the way it was shown, it appeared she made it up, or it was pretty fucking obvious.
In the documentary that you watched.
Yes, in the documentary, and she claimed that I'm doing air quotes, sexual assault happened while the camera was off.
Oh, okay.
And I don't believe that at all.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't believe there was criminal activity, but everybody in that room, if you watch the documentary, I believe everybody in that room behaved very badly.
Yeah, abhorrently.
Yes, it was not their best look.
Yeah, I'm not prudish, but if I were at a party that was just a get-together party and people started having sex, I would leave. If I were to go to a sex party,
you would.
That's different.
You would. You would leave.
Yeah.
My fucking microphone is making a noise again. Do you hear that?
No, I can't hear.
Oh, we're not talking that way. If I have to get a new fucking microphone, I'm not gonna be too happy.
Okay, time out. Quick head count here.
It's making like a staticky noise.
Oh, hopefully.
With no backup.
Oh, I've chucked out my old Oh no, I think that was fine.
So you were saying if you were at a sex party, you would not participate, yeah? And I don't.
No, I was saying if I went to a regular party and it became sexual, if I went to a going away party and then suddenly people start having sex on the couch, I'd be like, oh, it's time for me to go. But if you go to a sex party, then you expect sex party, but not somewhere where there's cake. Different kind of cake.
Different kind of party favors, yes.
Yeah. Like I was embarrassed. I once went to a New Year's party, and there was nothing suggesting it was going to be sexual, and there was all it said was, "Oh, and bring your bathers so you can use the hot tub." So I brought my bathers and I went into the hot tub, and then suddenly 6 guys came in and started it went very rude, and so I left.
You participated. Don't try to.
No, I got a bit embarrassed, and I was because there I was in my bathers, being all innocent, and then suddenly it's Caligula around me.
There was a lot of smegma floating in that hot tub. So I assume that this was before Matthew.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, then why didn't you have a good time?
Well, I was with someone else at the time.
Oh. Boo.
You nun-whore.
No, I wouldn't have done anything either.
No, I was quoting Mean Girls.
Nun-whore.
She says, boo, you whore. Although the guy I was with, I should have. He was a cunt. That was the DVD guy.
What DVD guy?
The one who stole all my DVDs.
Oh. Oh my god. If only he knew how many times he has come up on this podcast.
Well, but...
Yeah, I know you think he's dead because he was a crackhead.
No, I don't think that.
Yes, you did. You said that.
No, I said he got into ice.
You call it ice?
No, I had... The last communication I had in his regard was with his brother saying that I have not spoken to him at all, and I calculated how much he had taken from me, and so
oh,
I could probably refine that
from his brother. Oh,
no. The brother was sort of asking if I was kind of accusing me of some kind of shielding him, and I was like, no. I had lost a lot of money out of him and a lot of years of life.
Yeah. You know, this really doesn't... I don't think it really gets too crazy until it's about an hour in.
Yeah.
That's when it really goes nuts.
Funhouse Massacre. I mean, I guess they could have done more at the asylum to sort of build up some bloody, but, you know, I guess in saying that, they didn't go over and above, you know. They didn't
well, they probably could only
saturate us too
England
much
for that, for 3 hours.
Yes,
and pretty much
I'm sure he has a good time when he does this type of stuff.
Pretty much everything that I see him in, or I've seen him in since A Nightmare on Elm Street, he's only had very minor supporting roles.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, clearly he's not a leading man, but I would think that, you know, why can't he be part of an ensemble?
Yeah.
Or, you know, he could have been at one point in his career.
I reckon I need to look this up. There was a kids movie called The Paper Route that he was in. Where he played like, I reckon he played like the meat on band, but who ended up being nice type of thing.
Was that in the 90s?
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I don't think it's called The Paper Route. But
It might have been called that here.
It used to be on TV all the time.
It was about a boy who has got a paper route.
Yeah, yes. I think I know what you're talking about. Oh, The Paper Brigade. I think that's what it's called.
The Paper Brigade?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it just me, or does this music sound suspiciously like something else?
Like everything else.
This sounds like Halloween.
Ah, no.
Yes, it does. It's like they tweaked.
Halloween?
It's the main Halloween theme.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
It's like they tweaked it slightly, and
There was
clearly
actually-
they're not using just you know, a standard piano. But the melody is very similar.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how they didn't get sued.
Because there was another melody I reckon sounded like something else.
Oh no.
You got some good head.
I remember, like 6 or 7 years ago, my ex was reading me some news article he found online, and it was talking about how these people were going through, it was like a walk through haunted house, and they came to find this kid. Well, he was like 15, 16. He was in a bathtub, and there was this guy who was eating him, like biting, like gnawing at his neck, and there was like all flesh coming out of it and shit. And the kid was screaming, "Help me!" And they're like, "Oh, this is nasty."
So cool, yeah.
And somebody was like, "I don't think this is part of the show." And I think some guy had a gun and he shot the guy in the leg. And then the police came, and there was a mug shot, and he had like a tattoo between his eyebrows, and it was really crazy looking. God. And then it turned out that the article was actually from a website, I can't remember, but they made up all these really grisly stories and tried to make them look like news stories.
Yep.
But it was all fake.
Yeah.
And when he was reading this to me, it sounded horrifying. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm never leaving the house again."
Yeah, because they wrote it like legitimate. It's almost like those satire newspapers, but
like the Onion.
Yeah.
Machete
with his meat tenderizer. He can tender my meat.
You kiss the puppies with that mouth.
Not Dakota.
No, I don't blame you.
Actually, I don't tend to kiss them. I put my forehead on their forehead.
You don't give them a little peck on the forehead?
Yeah.
I didn't. When I said kiss them, I didn't mean fucking kiss them on the mouth.
No, I didn't. Yeah, I know people who do that, but I wouldn't do that.
That's gross. Like Lin Shaye.
Not mouth, on the snout, you know.
Like Lin Shaye and There's Something About Mary.
Yes.
I just wanted to dress him properly. I know this looks bad, but they gave me inferior tools.
Oh no.
That wasn't a very good fall.
There was so much more blood than I expected. I've never shot a man.
Did you know that I shot a man in Vegas just to watch him die? Did you know that?
Yes.
It's a true story.
Well, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
There's actually a movie called I Shot a Man in Vegas that Janine Garofalo was in.
Really? Yeah.
It was like 97. This was a very, very low budget independent film.
Yeah. I used to have one of her stand-up sets on my iTunes from a long time ago.
Which one?
It was a half an hour one for HBO, I reckon.
Oh.
Where she makes fun of Kathleen Turner.
Mm-hmm.
And she bought a new truck.
Mm-hmm. See as Janine blends with the Geo Metro.
Yes.
There's creepy clown dude.
That psycho Stitch bitch.
Probably Chad.
I like it when she says, "You know when you're having sex with somebody, you just want to punch them in the face."
Punch them in the fucking face.
Stop it! Stop fucking me! Oh, you're gonna get a knuckle sandwich.
Is she German now?
Hey, boy.
Is that guy a mannequin? Are these German?
Fresh goes better. Have you been dishing out any candy? And I don't mean your ass. Trick or treat.
That candy's always on display. And Halloween is still 2 weeks away, baby cakes.
Yeah, but any newcomers? Early visitors?
No. If you're asking what I think you're asking me.
No. We bought some. Because the candy's all on sale, we bought some.
Mm-hmm. You bought those caramel koalas.
I wouldn't give them away.
No. What about the raspberry ones?
The ones that are strawberry filled.
Yes, whatever.
No, they're nice.
Are they expensive?
No, you get a 12 pack for like $3. Whatever. Poor DJ. Still better than the Suicide Squad.
How could you watch that shit?
I didn't watch the new one though. The one without the.
Oh God.
It was gonna be me.
What is that?
Where you just get rid of.
Or add it. Like
Yes.
the Batman. Or remove it like Joker. But that was already a thing in like the mid-aughts when they took away the thes from the Fast and the Furious.
Oh yeah.
And then they added it to Final Destination.
Oh yeah, to sort of put a period on the end of it. The Final Destination.
They have been making fucking the Fast and the Furious sequels shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. And I think the new one is just like F9 or something.
Yes, yeah. I thought you meant in minutes. It's like, oh, I think they're getting longer minute-wise. Yeah.
The titles.
Probably FX will be the next one.
No, the next one's just gonna be like a fucking period or something. Or an exclamation point.
Oh, did you end up watching X? I forgot to ask.
No, it's gonna be limited theatrical and then video on demand, and then it's gonna come out on DVD. But the prequel's coming out too.
What's the prequel called?
I don't remember. I think it's called because the prequel was filmed at the same time as X was.
Really?
Yeah, it was because X was shot during COVID, and Ty West had all this money and these locations, and he was like, "We might as well make 2 movies." And I think it was is it it's A24. So he brought the idea to A24, and they were like, "Go for it."
Okay.
So and the prequel is centered around one of the characters in X, and that's what it's called. And I don't remember her name.
And you don't know the name of the prequel?
No.
Okay.
I just said that's what it's called. Her name.
Oh, okay. Her name is the name of it. Okay.
Her name is the name of the prequel.
Okay.
It's called Brittany Snow.
That was a Snow White was the name of a banned book that was here.
Oh my god. Did you ever see Snow White, A Tale of Terror with Sigourney Weaver? That was not her finest hour.
Oh, I always remember the ads for it, but I never got to watch it. Yeah.
It was awful.
Ah.
It was like, from what I remember, it was like an adult fairy tale horror movie. It's like they were trying to make their own genre. Not good.
Well, I just thought, I don't mind adult fairy tale. I don't mind the Neil Jordans.
Mm-hmm. No, it's not good.
That was a bad cut, though.
I know. Why did they just let him say it? We already got an R rating here. This isn't for television.
Yeah.
This movie feels so much longer than 90 minutes.
Yeah, it does actually. Now that the first time I watched it, it didn't feel this long.
No, because there's really, like I said, the story is so thin.
Yeah. It's sheer.
I always wondered what the screenplays for movies like this look like.
How long they are? Yeah.
Yeah, especially like if it's more action than dialogue. Like,
yeah,
it's like, are the pages like really long, single spaced paragraphs?
Oh, no, don't shoot. It's me, Doyle.
Well, I think it just out of interest to see, I read part of the screenplay to Basic Instinct just to see how descriptive you needed to be for a sex scene.
Mm-hmm.
And his, like, I didn't read much of it, just the first. His required a bit of description because part of the sex scene was the killing, so.
Mm-hmm. And did he write into the script that the guy she killed would be showing his junk in the movie?
I don't remember that. Although it was a long time before I actually saw the unedited version of it, because I'd only ever seen it on TV. And the beginning scene is far shorter on TV, obviously, and I didn't realize he gets stabbed in the eye. It's like, oh, this is far more violent than I realized.
Oh, that must be the unrated version that you've seen then.
Yeah, and you get to see the vag.
Oh, I don't remember that. Yeah, that. I
well,
think
you
I
know where
bought
she opens her eggs and shuts them again.
No, that's in the R.
Yeah.
I still can't believe to this day she claims she didn't know. Get the fuck out of here. You knew, bitch.
I thought that she knew, and that he said that a girl that at his uni used to do something similar, and that's where he got the idea for
it. No. First of all, let me say this. She claims that she didn't know. Or no, she said that it was going to be lit so that you wouldn't be able to see anything. And if that were the case, then why didn't she wear underwear?
Yeah, exactly.
I would have put on like a fucking pair of like flesh colored something or black. But There's another movie that came out a few years before called Society.
Oh, that's what. Sorry, can I just say, the song reminds me of "Somewhere Out There." That's what I kept hearing whenever they play it from an American Tale.
Oh God.
Next time, listen out and go, "Somewhere out there."
I don't think I'm gonna do that. There's a movie called Society, and there's a scene in high school where they're having a debate for class president, and there's a girl in the front row who's trying to distract one of them, and she opens her legs, but it's not shot the same way.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there is the scene in Serial Mom.
Yes.
But I think that was meant to be parodying Basic Instinct.
What was I going to say? Oh, no, just about Society, about the arsehole face. I actually did not like that movie very much.
Really?
A lot of people love it, and I just thought it.
Yeah. And everybody
I think they like it because of the ending, and it's like, the ending is a good shock, but.
Well, it's definitely one of the weirdest movies, but in the best possible way.
Yeah.
But the whole shunting wasn't even in the script. It was just going to be. They weren't going to be a different species. They were going to be a devil worship cult, and they were going to sacrifice him, and that was going to be it.
Yeah.
And then Brian Yuzna, however you say his name, knowing how goofy he is, he was like, no. No, we got to do something more crazy.
Come on, shunts.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
Well, that was a fine experience again. Long for a 90 minute.
Yeah, this was not a good movie to watch with the minimal amount of sleep I had the night before.
Yes.
And I don't know why, but my fucking earphones keep crackling.
Yeah.
I don't care for that.
Now, I'll just see if there was a sequel for you.
Will you? 'Cause I'm so excited for that.
I don't think there was. I did not know where I saw that. Okay.
So we're just gonna wait while you Google that.
No, there is. I see nothing about a sequel. So.
Well, there's another movie that came out around the same time that
It was filmed at the Land of Illusion Haunted Scream Park in Ohio.
Oh, so we're just talking over me. That's what we're doing. Okay, cool.
No. So there was another movie that came out at the same time.
Called Circus Kane. That I thought was related to this because isn't Robert Englund's character's name Kane?
Let me just check. Yes. Warden Kane. So, nothing planned ahead for you?
For tonight?
Well, for the month of October.
No.
No.
I think there might have been a post. Oh, that was a really loud one. You know what this kind of reminds me of? It's like when the old rabbit ears TVs, when you were adjusting the antennas.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like in my ear.
And then as soon as someone lets go of the antenna, it becomes fuzzy again.
What?
Did you say there was another movie called Badlands of Cain? That was the same director, but Cain is spelled differently.
No, it was Circus Cane. Did you ever wrap aluminum foil around those antennas?
No. However, something that I did do that actually assisted it. Did you ever used to have a clock radio?
Yes, I did.
And did you have that little wire that would come out that would be for the FM?
No, I did.
Well, we did. And so I attached that to the end of it and it helped amplify the signal.
Is that right?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Now, if you keep up with this, it's going to feel like the call is coming from inside the house.
How do you know it's not?
Mitchell, is that you?
I see you in your skivvies.
I'm actually, I'm dressed a bit skimpily today, so.
So what you're saying is you're wearing perfect slasher movie attire.
Yes, I'm wearing a crop top.
Oh. And booty shorts.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, I'm glad this fucking movie's over. How about you?
Without nipples, breasts would be pointless.
All right, settle down. This is not going to be one of our best episodes, I guarantee you. But nevertheless,
I reckon it's going to make the top 3.
All right. Well, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure as always. I want to say thank you to everybody for listening. And don't forget to tune in next week for some more Halloween goodness. So until then, this is Brandon Ford wishing you all unpleasant dreams.